Alright guys, I'm going to go through and finish up the name tag for you. So the first part will be review, but you can follow along. So workspace units, remember we changed them to millimeter, green check. I'm going to click sketch. We want, again, just keep this in mind. I'll remind you of some tips and tricks. Sketch plane, click your front plane. So we selected our front plane, rectangle, left click at this snap mark. We know it's a snap because it's a orange rectangle. Left click, drag out, left click. Type 75, enter, 25, enter. We wanted to round off our corners. We're going to come in, click, click, click again, 12.5. Click, click, click again. Now it knows 12.5, so click, click, click again. Whoops. Click, click, click. Enter. Alright, and drag this out. Well, the next thing we did was extrude. So right now we're adding material. We want to change that to 4 millimeters. See it collapse a little bit, so we have an extruded part. And I'm going to click front so we can snap right back to our front view. Now we want to cut out a shell, so we are not in a sketch, right? Notice the dialog is, well, now the dialog's open. I don't want the dialog box open, so I'm going to close it. I'm going to click shell, so shell. This 2.5 is good. It wants to know what face to remove. We're going to click right here. Alright, the next thing we want to do is start to add our circles we looked at in class. So sketch wants a sketch plane as always. It's going to be inside. And it should say face of shell 1. So that's this area here. In a circle. Come in, find the middle of this arc. Gonna move in, make sure we stay on the dotted line. If we reach that point, we do not want to click there. So somewhere in the middle here, click, drag out, click, and then type in 10 followed by enter. We're dimensioning that line. Hold on, let me move this first. So 45-degree angle represents a circle. So we're going to come in and dimension this. Find this point. Click, click. Drag our mouse down. Type 6. Enter. So here again we have a flat circle. Well, let me stop there. Press escape so I get out of the dimension tool. We have a flat circle that's really not going to do a whole lot for us. So let's click on that circle and then click extrude. We see it pop way up. We don't want it way up. We want it flush with the top here. So here we're going to type in 1.5. Check. And something doesn't look right. It looks hollow, and we don't want that to be hollow. So I'm going to undo that. I'm going to double click sketch 2 only because again that looked hollow and that didn't look right. So let's see, we're in the face of shell 1. Let's see, change that to 1.5. Pick our face, which is going to be right here. And now it's solid. I'm not sure why it was hollow the first time. Okay, so you can see a nice solid circle there. So now we want to cut out our hole. So we're going to click sketch again. Sketch plane. Let's just click this area right here. It's the face of extrude 1. We're not in the shell. we want to put the hole on this piece. So we come in with our circle. Let's zoom in a little just so you can see it. So we want to find the center of this old circle, we'll call it. So there's the center. That's where we want to make this circle this time. So click, move out, and then type in the number 5, enter. Press escape right away so we don't make another circle. Drag this to our 45-degree angle. It's a 5mm diameter circle. And we want to extrude this, but this time to make a hole. So we're going to click extrude. Here we have new, add, remove, intersect. We want to remove this time. For these purposes, we can leave 25. Click, and we've made a hole. The next thing we want to do is add our text inside here. So, sketch, click inside here as our work surface. Face of shell 1, good, and come up here and select text. Now again, be careful here. Do not click this line or any other line. Make sure none of these lines are being touched. Come in here, click, and drag out. Again, make sure no edges of that oval are being touched. Click again. Default text, I'm going to type my name. I can make it bold, make the letters a little thicker. Click the check. Notice it goes too big. So I'm going to just cut out a couple steps here. I'm going to go to dimension. I'm going to click the left side. Click the right side. Drag this down. And it says 80. Remember in the beginning our whole rectangle was only 75, so we know that's way too big. So just for the sake of doing it, we're going to change the 80 to 60, and that should fit in there. Now I just have to move this a little bit, so actually press escape, notice, and drag it up, and that looks pretty good. If I want to center it top to bottom, I'm going to show you a quick cheat here. You guys can do it or not. So I'm going to start a line here, drop it down. Whoop. Sorry, I'm in dimension. Line, I'm going to start a line, right? So I chose line. Make a line, drop it down. Press escape. I'm going to make another line. Start here, bring it up. And then hit escape again. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this tool here called constraints. I want to constrain these two and make them equal. So choose equal, click, click, and notice it recentered it. So now my name is centered top to bottom, and we now have to delete these lines. Control Z, undo that. We have to delete these lines. We don't want them in the drawing. Alright, and the last thing we have to do, remember my name is flat. So we're going to click on it, extrude, and we're going to go 1.5. Enter. Alright, and there is your very own name tag. Any questions, please let me know.